What if your phone rang, even after it was dead? Tonight, I answered a call I shouldn't have. And it changed everything. It was just past midnight when I realized how silent my apartment had become. The kind of silence that presses against your ears, heavy and unnatural, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath. I was alone, completely alone, or so I thought. I was scrolling through my phone, the light of the screen barely cutting through the darkness. That's when it started. A vibration. Soft, hesitant, persistent. At first, I ignored it. Phones vibrate for all sorts of reasons, right? Notifications, system updates, messages that never appear. But this vibration wasn't coming from my phone. It was coming from my desk. On the desk sat my old phone, the one I had stopped using 6 months ago. Cracked screen, dead battery, long forgotten. And yet, somehow it was ringing. The ringtone was faint, distorted, like a voice trying to escape from the speakers of a broken radio. No number appeared. No name. Just an incoming call. I froze. My heart beat faster. My hands shook. I wanted to run, to throw it away, to ignore it. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. I reached for the phone slowly. The glass was cold, unnaturally cold. The vibration continued, almost pleading. The screen flickered. Answer or decline. I should have declined. I should have walked away. But I answered. Hello. My voice cracked in the silence. Nothing. Just static. Low, crackling. Alive in a way that made my skin crawl. Then breathing. Slow. Uneven. Labored. Who's there? I whispered. The breathing stopped. Then a voice. My voice. Calm. Familiar. Clear. You shouldn't have answered. It said. The phone went dead in my hand. Black screen. I stepped back, heart pounding, every instinct screaming at me. I didn't sleep that night. Every sound, every creak, every hum felt amplified, threatening. I told myself it was a glitch, a prank, stress. But I knew better. At 7 a.m., my new phone lit up. Missed call. Unknown number. Timestamp. 2:17 a.m. A voicemail followed. I pressed play. Breathing. Then my voice. I'm inside your apartment. I jumped up. Every light in the apartment flickered. I checked every corner. Every room. Nothing. But the voice in that voicemail, it wasn't recorded. It was alive. Days passed, but the calls continued. Every night at 2:17 a.m., my old phone would ring. Unknown number. Always. And when I didn't answer, a voicemail would follow. I'm watching. I remember what you forgot. You left me behind. I tried to ignore it, to leave the phone unplugged in a drawer. It didn't matter. The vibration would start, soft at first, growing louder until I couldn't sleep. I began to notice changes. Small things at first. Objects slightly moved. Doors not fully closed. Mirrors reflecting slightly delayed movements. At night, I could feel a presence. Watching. Waiting. Patient. I researched online, desperate for answers. I found a forum buried in a forgotten corner of the internet. One post, no replies. Just a single line. When you abandon a version of yourself, it doesn't always stay gone. I remembered the accident. 6 months ago. Driving, texting. I survived. Someone else didn't. The old phone, destroyed in the crash. Left behind. The other me had survived in some way. The call stopped for a week. I convinced myself it was over. Then, at exactly 2:17 a.m., it came again. I answered. The voice, calm and chilling. Thank you for remembering me. The screen went black. I turned to the mirror. Not me. A smile that wasn't mine. A shadow that moved independently. After that night, everything escalated. Footsteps when I was alone. Static whispers when the phone vibrated. Objects moving on their own. The reflection in the mirror, sometimes delayed, sometimes ahead of me. I began sleeping with lights on. I locked every door. Windows bolted. At 2:17 a.m., the phone buzzed anyway. Unknown number. Declined. Buzzed again. A text. Why are you running? I typed. Who are you? Reply. I'm you. I realized then the other me wasn't just alive. It had learned. It had waited. It had grown patient and cunning. The old phone wasn't ringing by chance. It was a bridge, a portal. Every night at 2:17 a.m., I was closer. Closer to what? I didn't know. The final night came. Lights flickered. The old phone rang. Voicemail. I knew it was coming. Breathing. Then calm, chilling words. I'm closer now. I approached the mirror slowly. Everything looked normal until it didn't. My reflection smiled. Alone. Not me. I felt a cold hand on my shoulder. No one was there. The phone rang again. I picked it up one last time. The voice, familiar and terrifying. Now we are one. The screen went black. The reflection stayed. Alive. Watching. Waiting. And from the corner of my eye, I realized. The other me had been here all along. If your phone rings late at night, from a number that shouldn't exist, do not answer. Some calls are not meant for the living.